Welcome back to the Personal Foul Podcast. I am your host, Colton Gesser. Alongside me is my sidekick, Phil Sitta. Phil, how the heck are you?
I had a very lovely Thanksgiving holiday. It was nice to be around friends and family. I missed you, unfortunately. I was supposed to go over to your uncle's on Thursday night, but unfortunately, wife told me I had to go somewhere else. So, and I had to be home for the Miami Dolphins to watch them get their asses kicked. Other than that, it was a good holiday. How was yours?
Can't complain, Phil. Can't complain.
You missed me. I know that probably bothered you.
Definitely not, but we do have the great Ian Angle here, as you like to call him, Ian. How you doing, Ian?
Ian. Hello, Ian. That's right. LFG. That's right. F. Joe Sliso. He is a big bag of garbage, is what he is. Oh, and speaking of Thanksgiving, rumor may have it that John Madden's wife and daughter may be listening to the podcast today via Lou Sasso. So thank you, Lou. If we can get out, if you can get the good word out for that, that would be nice. Mrs. Madden would be, of course, honored to see me. And of course, we have to mention it is now officially the John Madden Thanksgiving. I agree with what the NFL did the other day. I thought that was awesome. All three stations were showing John Madden clips throughout the entire time. Hell, the John Madden clips are probably the best part of Thanksgiving because the games pretty much sucked except for the second half of the Bears-Lions game. And I'll give you the intro for that.
Well, I first want to start off with college football. I did tease it in our title here about Ohio State losing again to Michigan. Oh, it is great. A loaded Ohio State team, but $20 million into their roster for them just to lose again to Michigan with no passing game or an offense. O-H. Oh, no. That team sucks.
Oh, what a shame. I was rooting hard for Michigan as well because I can't stand Ohio State. I never forgave them for when they beat the Hurricanes back in the it was a national title game. I forget what it was, 2000, 2001, I forget. Well, shout out to you there, Jay Jankowski. Way to go there, Hurricanes. You shit the bed again this week. Awful job. Win the game, you go to the championship game. But no, we had to blow it. But yes, going back to the Michigan-Ohio State game. What a great ending that was. I know I'm in the minority with violence on the field, but you had to love it when they came and planted that flag right on the Buckeye. They should have pissed on the Buckeye as well while they were at it. That would have been great. That's right. The hell with Ohio State.
That was indeed great. The planting of the flag. By the way, before we get into the NFL stuff, I have zero issue planting the flag, by the way. You lose at home. You should get the flag planted. You should win. Win the game.
Oh, I agree. Totally agree. There was another fight in another game with the flag. What game was that? There were a lot of fights in college.
It was. North Carolina. North Carolina was the other one.
That's what it was, yes. Yeah, a lot of brawls. I enjoyed it. I mean, I know we want to keep the game clean and all that, especially, the Jacksonville-Houston game on Sunday with the Al Shazier hit, who got suspended 3 games. We'll get into that. But there was a lot of feistiness this week, and there was a lot of angst. There was a lot of anger. Rivalry weekend. It's great for sports. I don't understand why college football is getting away from all that. I mean, I was a little sad not seeing Texas versus Oklahoma, the Red River game. We miss those certain rivalry games that you don't get. USC, UCLA. I got to see USC versus Notre Dame. Who the hell wants to see that? You want to see the rivalries. I mean, yeah, I guess there's kind of a rivalry with USC and Notre Dame, but you don't put that on Thanksgiving. But I digress.
And on that, we move our way to the NFL. But I definitely wanted to shout out the Michigan Wolverines. Go blue. Hail to the victors. But now we work over the
bowl game now for that. What are they going to get, the Blue Bonnet Bowl?
I don't know. They got 7 wins. Don't matter. Bryce Underwood, baby. That's all that matters. Anyway, so we'll work our way to Thanksgiving football. Not great games. We'll start off with the first one, which was the best game of the day, and that would be the Detroit Lions taking care of the Chicago Bears. Jared Goff was winless on Thanksgiving, but does get a win the Bears, 23-20. Caleb Williams played okay again. Took a nasty shot in that game, which was his own fault, by the way. But Bears lose 23-20. That team sucks. Matt Eberflus canned after the awful ending for that
Oh, he
game.
should.
So
What a disaster. It looked like John Mayer coaching the game at the end. What an absolute disgrace that was. My God. I mean, how do you not call a timeout there? That was the Aaron Boone part managing right there. You're saving something that you don't know when you're going to need it. It was just absolutely awful. How do you not call timeout there? You should have called a timeout. You probably could have got a couple of side passes and then kicked the game-tying field goal. It was 23-20. Send the game into overtime. It was just an absolute disgrace of coaching. Eberflus deserves to be fired. Williams obviously does not have in-game mentality. He obviously hasn't been coached game-ending play scenarios like that. You can obviously see it wasn't there. And you blame it on Eberflus. Just like how Aaron Boone doesn't teach, practice fielding and stuff like that. It was the same way. You have to manage game-ending situations. And he obviously didn't do it there because that was a huge fail on Chicago's part. More concerning is Detroit's defense. They keep getting hit with injuries. Now Gonzalez is out. I don't know how many more injuries that the Detroit defense is going to take. Philly is right on their derrieres. And we'll get into the Eagles a little bit today, Ian and Ray and the rest of you. That kind of scares me now for Detroit because they keep losing defensive players. And I don't know how you're going to stop Barkley and Brown and Hurts and the rest of them if you don't have your key defensive players. Detroit needs to find some health on defense because, Anzalone, Hutchinson, obviously, Gonzalez now, huge pieces.
Yeah, the Lions definitely taking up some beating as far as the injuries go. But again, we'll see how they bounce back. We all thought the Lions were going to take a big step backwards defensively as soon as they lost Hutchinson, and they have not really. So we'll go to the middle game, the snooze fest, and the ugly game of the day, and that would be the Dallas Cowboys taking care of the Drew Lock New York Giants 27-20. Not much to say about this game. This game stunk. Drew Lock isn't good. Giants aren't good. And Dallas is Dallas. Great. Congratulations. Beat the Giants.
Dallas cost themselves a top 5 pick. Giants, you're going to go get that number 1 pick. Problem is, who you take at number 1 if you're the Giants?
You're taking Cam Ward.
Who'd you take if you're the Giants?
Cam Ward.
You would take Cam Ward.
I'm not taking Sanders.
If I'm the Giants, I draft 5 offensive linemen, tank 1 more year, and go get Manning.
I hear you. They're not going to do that. Me and you both know they're not going to do that. I was the one that told you they should do that.
Since when? I told you. I don't know what you're
No, wrong. I said it a few weeks ago when we were talking
about the Giants. The genius knows.
Yeah, the genius sure knows. Oh, going 1-2. We'll get to that a little bit later. My ass. And we'll go to Lambeau and your Dolphins in Green Bay. Not great. Again, this offense.
It's horrible.
This offense in the cold just doesn't seem to do it. I don't know what it is. I know Deshaun Elliott was on a podcast with Marlon Humphrey earlier in the season and said the Dolphins are soft as dog crap.
Jordan Brooks said it. He said it after the game.
Yeah, no. Well, former Miami Dolphin Deshaun Elliott that plays for the Steelers called the Dolphins soft as, dog poo a few weeks back. So
yeah, they can't play in the cold. Why? Because they're not coached to play in the cold. Maybe if you fly out there, it was hard on a short week. But, when they go play the Jets or Buffalo or somebody like that, they don't leave until Thursday. And then they practice in the cold on Friday and then do film on Saturday. Stay out there for a couple of days. Get used to it. That would make sense. But no. Why would Miami do something like that? Why would Miami do anything that makes sense? Speaking of not making sense, how many more times do I have to see McDaniel screw up another first half garbage play? Did you see it this time? Did you see him go for it on 4th down? Green Bay came down and kicked the field goal right before the half. How many more times is this guy going to do it? Another disciple of Aaron Boone of the I can't manage. It's absolutely atrocious. These guys get paid big bucks to manage situations like that, and they can't handle clock management. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. I can't take McDaniel anymore. He's a great coordinator, not a great head coach.
Well, we'll move our way to Black Friday, and it ended up being a good game. I don't know if I'd say good game. It's like the Dallas game. It's close. I don't know if I'd say it's a good game. Kansas City got lucky again. How did the refs come out and rule false start and then magically change their minds into an illegal shift, fumble recovery, game's over?
Yeah,
How does that happen?
bad.
How does that happen?
So bad. Hey, Kansas City, they got the Tom Brady treatment right now. They got to ride it. It is what it is. They're going to make sure Taylor Swift is there every week, getting those, Goodell wants those, little teeny bopper kids running around going, oh, Taylor Swift, Kansas City Chiefs, blah, 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 blah. That's what Goodell wants. He wants every last dollar from every last person. So Raiders be damned. You got the short end of the stick again. Just like with Tom Brady and the tuck rule, now you got the full start rule. It goes full circle. Poor Raiders. They got stuck up the derrieres once again.
Yeah, it sucks for the Raiders. You know what else sucks? But it's great for me to watch as a fan of football. God, the Jets suck. 26-21 Jets. Oh, team just blows. But hey, Jets fans, you have an Aaron Rodgers documentary coming out. Make sure you're ready for that one.
I can't wait for him to slam the Jets on it. More importantly, it was nice watching Geno Smith play well, ex-Jet. More importantly, it was nice watching Leonard Williams do a pick six. Only the Jets. This can only happen to the Jets. I love it. I love when the ex-Jets come back and urinate all over the Jets. It was a thing of beauty. Aaron Rodgers, you stink. The genius said this a couple of years ago. Aaron Rodgers would not be good for New York, and he has been atrocious. He has been so bad. Oh, Devontae Adams makes this one great catch. I got to hear all these Jet fans go, oh, we got to sign Adams now. Oh, he's got to stay. Oh, we got to re-sign Rodgers. Oh, we got to sign that kick returner, blah, 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 blah. And then you lose the game at the end. That's right.
Yeah, so the Jets lose again. Be on the lookout for Rodgers documentary. Colts sneak by the Patriots. Colts sneak by the Patriots and a come from behind win again from Anthony Richardson. That's 2 comeback wins in the last 3 weeks for AR-15. Colts win 25-24 and a 2-point conversion for the win.
Yeah, the 2-point conversion was nice. It was a nice little win for the Colts. They're still not going anywhere. What's important right now is Richardson gets reps. You kind of treat this like the exhibition season. You just want him to throw the ball, get his accuracy down a little bit more in game time situation. That's what I would be doing if I'm the Colts, because they're not making the playoffs. But they keep running Richardson, and he's going to end up getting hurt because that's what idiot coaches do. And unfortunately, you're going to see someone, Flacco probably won't be there next week. Maybe you'll see Winston there or something like that. Because Winston, I don't want to hear what a great game he played. We'll get into that in a minute.
We will get into that in a minute. Chargers beat the Falcons in a boring game, 17-13. I said it last week. This Falcons team sucks. I thought this team was going to be an instant, win the division by a mile. They're going to compete for the NFC. This team sucks. Oh, my God.
Yes, and I feel bad for my friend Arnie Lauer. He had such high hopes in the beginning of the year.
Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad for Hay? You feel bad?
I know John Mayer doesn't feel bad for him. I was hoping to see an Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl again, the way it was going. Everything was lining up nicely for Arnie Lauer, but Cousins has just gone. He's gotten old quickly.
I think it's also like, you wasted a first round pick. I repeat, a first round pick on a quarterback who's not playing.
Yeah, it was
you
a terrible
signed
job.
Kirk Cousins.
They got 2 more years of Cousins on top of it.
What?
It was a 3-year deal.
They gave Kirk Cousins a big contract, a lot of money, and you draft a first-round quarterback.
Yeah, it was
what
terrible.
The hell are you doing?
Absolutely atrocious. I agree.
God almighty.
But that's piss poor managing. I'm surprised Chris Greer didn't do something like that. Jerk off.
Then we work our way to the 3-game suspension you have mentioned earlier. Alshire is gone, ejected, and has a 3-game suspension for his hit on Trevor Lawrence as the Jags lose 23-20. Your thoughts on the hit and on the game? Because again, Texans. I know it's a division game, but they're not.
You have to throw them out of the game. Maybe a 1-game suspension. 3 games I thought was a bit much. I mean, it is the National Football League. Things do happen. I mean, to his credit, what's his name? Lawrence, he went down kind of late there at the end. And, he's going to make a play. What's he going to do? Get juked? And then, Lawrence is going to go run around for a touchdown and he's going to sit there and look stupid? I mean, that's the way the NFL is today. I see it all the time. I mean, it's a shame what happened to Lawrence. Thankfully he didn't get stretchered out, but that was a brutal hit. It was more when he hit his head on the turf. Thank God it was grass and not AstroTurf, because he really could have been laid out. But, I mean, he could have been wrecked like Tim McKeever after 2 IPAs. That's how bad he could have been. But thankfully he wasn't. I thought 3 games was way too steep, though. And once again, I like the brawl. I like having fighting back in football. Men.
Yes, again, we did have another fight backing up Trevor Lawrence. So nice job by the Jags for that. The Cardinals lose 23-22. Shocker. Cardinals, Kyler Murray, late interception. Kind of another boring game here. 23-22. Vikings win again and stay at pace with the Detroit Lions, a game behind them.
Minnesota keeps winning, but can we stop talking about Brian Flores being a great defensive coordinator? I mean, Seattle held this team to 6 points last week, and the Cardinals in Minnesota went up and down on that defense. Van Stinkel still stinks. He missed tackles left and right. I was watching this game too. I mean, Minnesota are a good team, but, and they'll probably win the first round playoff game. They're going to go on the road, and they're going to get smacked by Detroit or Philly. It's going to, they're not going to be around long.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love Arizona. I've said this for a while. It is what it is with Arizona.
They're not going to make the playoffs. Seattle's going to win that division, which I can't believe. Because they're probably the worst out of the 4 teams, and they're going to win in the damn division.
Another boring game. It kind of expected, though. The Commanders mollywop the Tennessee Titans. That was my easy lock of the week. Commanders stumbling and bumbling their way through the last few weeks, losing games they shouldn't be losing. They're going to get back in the winning ways, and they do that over the Titans 42-19. Your thoughts?
I was surprised how bad the Titans defense played. The one thing, Titans D, they've been kind of decent all year, and they made, Daniels look like Tom Brady against Atlanta. He just did whatever he wanted in that game. And, of course, McLaurin's got to scored 2 touchdowns and make me have a fantasy loss, which didn't make me happy. But Daniels played well. Tennessee played like absolute trash. I was really, really surprised. I thought Washington would win the game, but I didn't think it was going to be a blowout like that. There's a couple of red flags that concerned me there for Tennessee. Washington, yeah, it was a good win for them. A win they should have had. Are you going to, go better with this win now? Are you going to move forward, or are you going to regress like you have in the past 3 weeks? That's going to be the big question for Washington. Right now, I think they're the 6th seed. So they're going to be a playoff team. Washington
is indeed the 6th seed currently.
Yeah. So they'll definitely get in.
There's 7. There's 7. Green Bay 6.
Oh, you're correct. My mistake. One of the few genius mistakes.
You made a few in your picks, but again, we'll get to that in a little bit. Buccaneers, Panthers, overtime winner. Baker didn't look great, and Bryce Young looked very good again. The benching of Bryce Young has seemed to pay dividends for the Carolina Panthers.
Paid him big time. I was actually hoping Carolina would win the game just for Bryce Young, because he has done a hell of a job, and nobody's talking about him. I don't understand. He has really done a 180 since the benching. I mean, Andy Dalton, there's no more use for him there anymore. That's Bryce Young's team going forward. Now you got to build around him. I mean, it helped Thielen. Thielen came back. But what a great receiver he is. My God. He almost made that incredible catch in the end zone, which they called a drop, but I thought he caught it. He had a hell of a game. 7 catches, 110 yards, touchdown. But Bryce Young, he had poise. He let his team down. Chuba Hubbard, who once again, fantasy purposes, I thought he was going to be a star for me this week because, Tampa Bay can't stop anything on the run. And Hubbard does nothing. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But I'm glad Young had a big game. Tampa, not a great win for them. Yeah, they won the game, but it's not a good win. And Ian, the Panthers will give the Eagles a run for their money this week. Young is playing great football. Yes, the spread is 12.5. You'll see who the genius takes.
Yeah, it's a big spread. We'll get to that in a little bit. Speaking of those Eagles, probably the best game of the weekend as far as matchup-wise. Game kind of disappointed. Didn't have a ton of points in it. Eagles win 24-19. Lamar Jackson continues to struggle. Ravens fall to 8-5. Eagles get a huge win again, and it looks like they're separating themselves as one of the best teams in the NFC with the Detroit Lions. Your thoughts on the Birds win?
It was an incredible job by Philadelphia to go down to that hostile environment and basically beat the snot out of Baltimore, because that's what they did. They were very aggressive with Baltimore. They hit them hard. Henry did not have a big game. Lamar Jackson didn't do Jackson things. I mean, he got stat padding and stuff like that. But the guy who lost the game was Justin Tucker. I mean, he killed all momentum after that second missed field goal. You could just see the whole team deflated. Yes, Ian, agree. Yes, thank God for Justin Tucker being watched. Exactly. And yes, Judge, I will talk some NBA. But Justin Tucker lost that game. I don't know how much longer Baltimore's going to go with him. I did read today that Bill Belichick would keep Justin Tucker because he has playoff savvy and he's comparing him to Vinatieri and all this other nonsense, for the playoffs. But I mean, his confidence is getting killed. On the flip side, Saquon, what a great fourth quarter he had. I mean, he won the game for Philly. As much as I don't think he's going to win the MVP, he is the best player in the league right now. It was him and Henry this week. Now it's Saquon and Henry like this. That's how big of an advantage Saquon has right now. He ran over a very tough Baltimore defense. And, that's looking like the pickup of the year right now for the Eagles. MVP. Yes, Ian. MVP. Like the genius.
Rams win 21-14. And the guy who I think is the MVP, Josh Allen and company, 35-10 annihilation. McCaffrey's done for the season. What an awful season for him. I believe he's on the cover for Madden. The curse is real, folks. Sorry to tell you.
Except Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What the hell? They knew. I got to ask you this question. What in the hell is San Francisco doing? They know he has 2 bad Achilles, and they're running him on turf with snow on top of it. What are you doing? I couldn't believe he played in this game. Absolute mind-boggling decision by San Francisco. Absolutely atrocious. I haven't heard any of these talk shows talk about it. What's your opinion on this? Why did McCaffrey play in this game?
Because they needed to win.
You have 2 other running. You know his injury history. You know what he's going through right now. You're putting him on basically ice and turf. That's what they did to him. Absolutely atrocious job.
He's always hurt. He's always hurt.
Yeah,
he's making a lot of money. He's making a lot of money in a game they have to win. So I'm playing McCaffrey. Sorry.
Oh, I would have sat him just for they weren't going to win that game anyway. That was all about Buffalo. Josh Allen, by the way, catches his own touchdown pass. Gives me a win over Steven Trimble this week. That's right.
I've been waiting to get to this game. Steelers, shootout win over the Bengals. Bill thought he was being smart. Gonna pick the Bengals. I don't know about the Steelers.
Say Cincinnati was going to score a lot of points.
And the Steelers said, oh, we could do that too.
And they did.
Steelers win.
My hat's off to Russell Wilson. What a hell of a game. What do you have, 380 yards?
414.
Yeah, 414. It was a hell of a game by him. You got to tip your hat to Wilson. Pittsburgh, they're having a phenomenal year. Unfortunately, nobody's talking about them because everyone knows Buffalo and Kansas City are going to crush them. But
Kansas City
come
that
on.
snuck by the last 2
Being a
weeks.
homer here.
Kansas City
You
that
think they're going
snuck
to win
by the
going to
last 2
Buffalo? If
weeks.
they're the 3 seed, that means they got to play Buffalo. You think they're
Steelers
going to
could
go
beat
to
the
Buffalo
Chiefs.
and win?
Steelers could beat anyone this season. Sorry to tell you.
Oh, stop it. You think they're going to have a 5 field goal game in Buffalo and win? No chance.
They just put up 44 points
Against the Bengals. That's an
Correct.
atrocious defense.
and against the Ravens, they had all field goals. Steelers Ravens is always tight scoring. Doesn't matter how explosive the offenses are.
Didn't they do
So
it
I don't
against
know
the
what to tell
Chargers also?
No,
It was Atlanta.
it was Atlanta.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Don't
correct.
tell me how great
They
the
can win
Steelers
games
are.
in multiple ways. Phil, you just hate Pittsburgh. That's fine.
I don't hate Pittsburgh.
No,
I
you
just
do.
gave you props. I said they're a good team.
No,
But I
they're
think most
competitive.
Steeler fans on this platform, like Lou Sasso and Joe Sasso, will agree with me that Pittsburgh is good, but I don't think they have what it takes to go beat a
They
Buffalo
1,000,000%
or a
can
Kansas
beat.
City.
They 1,000,000% can beat Kansas City. That struggle with Carolina and got their asses saved by the refs against an awful Raiders team that the Steelers pissed on by 30 points. So
11
you tell
wins.
me.
You're telling me that's all luck? 11 wins? Stop.
Oh, I've heard the same shit with the Steelers. 9 wins is all luck, and they're not that good. Phil, take a hike. And speaking of hiking, we'll be hiking to Denver Monday Night Football to wrap up the week. The Broncos take care of Jameis Winston in another crazy game from Jameis, but along with the big passing yards, 2 interceptions,
2 pick sixes, which, I mean, there's a reason why Jameis Winston is a backup. He cannot lead a team to a Super Bowl. There's no chance in hell. He likes to play chuck and duck. He thinks he's Steph Curry out there shooting 3-pointers. All he wants to do is throw bombs all day. I mean, they're playing Tampa 2 on him, and he's throwing bombs, and you wonder why he's getting pick 6. I mean, it's a bad job by Winston. Go over the middle a little more, make the safeties cheat, and then throw deep. He wants to throw deep every pass. I mean, it was a hell of a game. It was a fun game to watch. But the bottom line, Cleveland stinks. They need Cam Ward. You put Cam Ward on that team, that would be a crazy team next year. That'd be fun to watch. And by the way, Jerry Jeudy, hell of a job. My God. What do you have? 200 yards last night?
Yes, around it, yes.
Yeah. Fun game.
So now it is that time of the week.
It is. See, last week I didn't have my pick ready.
It's time to beat the Genius, and we'll do an update.
My music.
We'll do an updated standings here. You got me in the leader of the clubhouse, going 6-0 the last 2 weeks. I am now with a total record of 20-16. Karen Warren had a nice week as well. He's now 13-11. Bill Sitta sucks, is at 18-18. Yikes. Ray Trimble is right there neck and neck with me. He is 18-15. And Mike Bauer, 8-7. And we had a new member to the club this week. Whoever's guitar guru went 3-0. Went 3-0 on picks this week. So welcome.
Well done, Rick. Well done.
Little late, but congratulations. Welcome to the board.
He's playing. I don't care. Good for him. 3-0. Nice job.
Bill, picture yours. See if you can bounce back after going 1-2 this week. Disgrace, God.
All right. I wasn't ready last week, but this week I am ready, and I have 3 very good picks this week. Number 1, easy pick. I mean, Buffalo's only -4 against the Rams in LA.
5.
It's 5. Whatever. I'm still taking it. They're going to win by 18 minimum. They're going to destroy the Rams. I don't know what the hell was with the Rams last week. They were pitiful against the Saints. I don't care if the Rams are at home. Buffalo, with a dome, with that team, they're going to crush them. Number 2, I was a little hesitant. I was debating between them and Philly, but like Ian said, 12.5 is a little too much, and Bryce Young is playing well. I think Carolina's got a little fight in them. I don't want to touch that game. So what I did was I went Minnesota -4 against Atlanta. I believe Minnesota's at home. Yes, Minnesota's at home. You have -4?
No.
What do you have?
6.
6. Wow, went up that much. Jeez. You know what? I'm still going to take them because I said they were going to win by touchdown. And they should, because Atlanta's just been god awful. The only thing I could see happening is Brian Flores shitting the bed again and Atlanta going up and down. That I could see happening, but I'm still going to take Minnesota. And drum roll, please, for the last game of the week. That's right. It's the big one. The big game of the year. The Mighty Fish of Miami against the New York Jets. And let me tell you something, Jet fans. Let me tell you something, Robinson brothers. Let me tell you something, Scratch. Let me tell you something, oh, you pissant Jet fans. Miami, I don't care what the records are. I always get a big thrill out of crushing the Jets. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to take Miami this week. I have -6. What do you have, Colton?
I have 6.
Oh, hey, we finally got one correct. Miami by 22. That's right. Aaron Rodgers is going to get knocked around like a ping pong ball. He's going to get destroyed. Devontae Adams is going to pull up Gimpy. He's going to pull a hamstring because he stinks. Brees Hall, whatever the hell his name is, he's going to get like 20 yards rushing. Miami's going to crush the Jets. I can't wait. And if you Jet fans want to come here Sunday, you let me know. My bar is open, and we will win it all.
Yeah, you stink at doing these. You stink at doing these picks, though.
I stink. I stink. No, you stink. You're terrible. You're ass.
I to tell you, 20-16 compared to your 18-18. Yikes!
You cheat.
I don't. I'm starting off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6.5-point favorites against the Las Vegas Raiders. Vegas sucks.
Lose that one. I like the Raiders. I almost took them.
Vegas sucks, so I'm not doing any of
that. They almost beat the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Don't care. They still stink. I'm also going to take Buffalo -5.
Ride my coattails.
I just don't think the Rams are that good. I've been waiting time and you know what, I lied. I'm not touching that game. I'm going to do opposite of you. Give me the Bengals -5 on the road. I don't care if their defense stinks. They're playing Cooper Rush. Their offense is going to torch up that Dallas defense. Give me the Bengals -5 and give me the Los Angeles Chargers +3.5 against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care if it's in Kansas City. The Chargers have always played them tough, even under Brandon Staley. I think the Chargers defense is good enough to win. I think they cover the 3.5 points. So that is beat the genius.
I smell failure in those picks.
I don't. I smell another 3-0 week again, and continue to pull away from your turkey ass. I'm gonna now give you the floor to talk some NBA. I know you want to please your son there, Mr. JoJo.
Yes, he's been begging for some NBA talk. I'm going to give him a little bit of NBA talk. First of all, LaFraud, is he done? He has been awful these past few games. I read how they're going to be load managing him, which I think is a joke because people are paying big money to go see him, and now he's going to be sitting in some of these games. What's your take on that?
I always think it's terrible for guys to be resting on road games because, again, like for me, to see the Lakers once a season because I'm not going to the Garden and spending that price, and I'm not going to Brooklyn because that place is a dump, and I'm not dealing with going to Brooklyn. So Philly for me is the easiest place to get to watch the Lakers, and it's once a season. So if he's healthy, he should be playing in these games, especially how expensive these tickets are. So
I totally agree. Totally agree. Yes, Blue Wolverine. How about those Wolverines? Way to go.
Oh, yeah. Go blue, baby.
Ball out once again. I mean, can this guy stay healthy? I mean, my God, every year there's something wrong. He's out 46 weeks. I mean, Jesus. Stay healthy for once. I pick him every year and he gets hurt. I'm so damn tired of it. He kills me.
You should be smart when it comes to drafting. You love drafting injuries.
I am a champion, and don't you ever forget that.
Yeah, don't forget who the reigning is. And I'm right now up top again there, second position. Thank you.
Oh, who cares? You'll fall. My Nets, 9-13. I can't believe they have 9. I didn't think they were going to win 10 games this year, and they actually have 9 already. Unfortunately, they are in 11th place, which means they're on the outside looking in because only 10 teams make it. Your Lakers are only 12-9. Are you worried that they're going to miss the playoffs?
No, they'll make it again, and then they'll
so?
just lose in the first round. So, yep, it's the Lakers for you.
I mean, you got Utah and you got the Pelicans. I think any other team can make it in that conference. Well, maybe not San Antonio because they play Wemby so piss poorly. I don't know how you have a guy 7'6" and you have him shoot threes all day. He should be under the basket. He's scoring 50 points a game. It makes absolutely no sense. And yes, Kenny, we're going to get to hockey in a minute. Don't worry. I have to appease my son first.
Yes, we're going to work our way to hockey. And again, just like Kenny just said, even though the Rangers are playing like shit, what they did last night. Oh, how about those New Jersey?
Yeah, they did. What a shame.
How about those New Jersey Devils? Oh, baby.
You know, I have to say, and it pains me, they are playing well. I thought there was like a first month fluke like they did last year, but it looks like they've gelled a little bit. Hughes and the rest of the bums on that team, they're getting good goaltending. The defense is playing well. I hate to say it. I mean, what are it, 17-9-2? They got 36 points. I mean, the Rangers and the Flyers each have 27s. I mean, they're building a nice little lead for themselves. They got to deal with Carolina, and they're not going to get the 1 seed because that's going to be either Toronto or Florida, which I still think Florida is going to win the whole damn thing again. But the Rangers have problems. Samantha Jag is absolutely terrible. They should have traded him in the offseason. I don't know what the hell they still have him for. The Islanders, every game, they have a lead going into the third period. If you guys want to make some serious money, when the Islanders are ahead after 2, bet the other team to win because it has happened 7 times in like the past 3 weeks. It's absolutely atrocious how they keep blowing third period leads. I don't understand how they keep doing it. Oh, hello, Sasso. Go Devils. Screw the Devils. The Islanders cannot maintain a lead. They play like losers, and it is unacceptable for someone like me to watch losers like it. You can watch losers because you're a loser, Colton. That's acceptable. But for someone of my ilk, no, that's unacceptable, and I can't have this anymore.
Well, just like me and Blue Wolverine are having ourselves a nice day and a nice weekend going into the new Bryce Underwood era at Michigan. So, yes, appreciate you, Blue Underwood, Blue Wolverine. Go Blue. Hail the victors. And tip-off, 9 o'clock tonight, Michigan, Wisconsin. Can't wait. Michigan
That's
hoops.
actually a good game.
Michigan
how
hoops.
come there's such an early Big Ten game right off the bat? And yes, it's Pig 10, not Big Ten.
Big Ten play starts.
Big Ten is a bunch of pigs. It's a what?
Big Ten play starts. That's why.
It starts already? Wow. I thought it started after the new year.
Nope.
Oh, good for that.
Ready to rumble.
Well, I guess because we got 8,000 teams in that conference now, I guess they have to start early. I mean, what a joke the Big Ten is. I mean, my God. 18 teams. Are they all playing each other twice? I didn't look at their schedule yet.
No, they don't play everyone twice. No.
So what? 2 in the division and then 1 outside the division? I'm assuming that's what they're doing?
No, they're not playing each team twice either.
Not even in the conference?
No.
And they're East and what? Wow. But college sports has gone to hell. That's why I was so happy with the rivalries this past weekend. All the fights in college. It was nice to see. It was nice to see some passion in college for once. Because college is really just, it's gone the way of the pro sports. Everyone thinks they're somebody when they're actually nobodies. Kind of like you. When I am a somebody, you think you're somebody. It's kind of like along those lines. But it was nice to see all the passion, all the fighting. And I hope we see it in college basketball this year too. Bring the fights back. Bring back the malice in the palace. Bring it all back.
Well, I'm Colton. That's Phil. This is the Personal Foul Podcast. Tune back next week to see how well I did on picks again to continue to grow my league as I'm the genius. The guy wears the funny hat. He's clearly the clown show of the two of us. So, again, appreciate everyone for listening. We'll be back again next week. Make sure you follow us on all the tickers below. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Hit the like button, Sasso. You haven't hit it. I know you haven't. Hit the like button, Sasso. Hit the like button, Blue Wolverine. Hit him. Let's go.
Appreciate everyone. We'll be back again next week.
Sayonara.